Have you ever ended the day with your feet feeling tight or ankles puffier than usual? Studies show that roughly 1 in 5 adults over 60 experience regular swelling in their lower limbs, a surprisingly high number. What if some of the things you eat every day, or little habits you hardly notice, are quietly making it worse? In this video, foods and common mistakes that can fuel swollen feet and legs in seniors. Some might surprise you. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from today. I'd love to say hello. Now let's get started. Rich processed foods. Imagine ending the day with your ankles feeling tight, almost as if your shoes shrank around them. Have you wondered why that swelling shows up more often as we get older? A big part of the reason is hidden salt in processed foods. Many items in the grocery aisle, canned soups, snack chips, frozen dinners, contain more sodium than our taste buds notice. Our bodies rely on a careful balance of salt and water to maintain blood volume and pressure. When we eat too much sodium, the body holds on to extra water to dilute the salt in our bloodstream. In younger years, load reasonably well, but with age down, making it harder to clear excess sodium. As a result, fluid collects in tissues, lower legs and feet, where gravity pulls it downward. You might say, I barely shake salt on my food. Yet most of the salt you consume may be already added before you open the package. Over time, habitual intake of high-sodium items leads to persistent fluid retention. How can you spot these hidden sources? Glance at nutrition labels. A single serving of canned soup or a deli meat sandwich can load hundreds of milligrams of sodium in one go. It adds up quickly when you have more than one serving or combine multiple processed items in a meal. Even foods marketed as reduced fat or low-calorie can sneak in extra salt for flavor. The good news is you can retrain your taste buds. Try cooking more meals from fresh ingredients. Season with herbs, spices of salt. Choose low-sodium or no-salt added versions of canned goods when possible. If you habitually reach for salty snacks like chips, consider swapping to unsalted nuts, raw vegetables with a mild dip you make at home, or narrow-lap popcorn with minimal seasoning. It may feel odd at first, but after a few weeks your palate adapts and you begin to appreciate natural flavors. Over days and weeks your body holds less extra water, so legs feel lighter, shoes fit more comfortably, and everyday walking becomes easier. Small changes, checking labels, limiting processed meals, seasoning with fresh herbs can lead to noticeable relief from evening puffiness. By cutting back on hidden sodium, you give your kidneys a break and help your circulatory system keep fluid balanced, reducing swelling in feet and legs, and making daily life more comfortable. Sugary treats and refined carbohydrates. Have you noticed that after indulging in sweets or white bread, your legs sometimes feel heavier or puffier? It may surprise you, but diets high in added sugars and refined carbohydrates can play a role in fluid retention and inflammation. Foods like pastries, sugary drinks, white bread, and many snack bars cause your blood sugar to spike and then crash. When blood sugar rises sharply, releases insulin to move sugar into cells. High insulin levels encourage the kidneys to retain sodium, and where sodium goes, water follows. Encourage fluid buildup in tissues including the feet and legs. Beyond fluid retention, frequent sugar spikes can trigger low-level inflammation. Inflammation can weaken tiny blood vessels, making them leak fluid into surrounding tissues. Fluid gradually accumulates, leading to puffiness in lower limbs. Think, but it's just an occasional treat. Generally won't cause chronic swelling. The issue arises when sugary or highly refined foods become a regular part of daily eating. If breakfast often includes sugary cereal, snacks include cookies, or desserts follow most meals. That pattern keeps insulin and inflammation elevated, working against fluid balance. Plus, diets heavy in refined carbs often displace more nutrient-dense choices, missing out on fiber, vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds that support blood vessel health and kidney function. Can indirectly worsen fluid handling. How can you adjust without completely giving up treats? Start by noticing hidden sugars. Sauces, flavored yogurts, sweetened beverages all add up, even if you skip obvious desserts. Swap white bread or pastries for whole grain options, which release sugar more slowly and reduce insulin spikes. Choose fresh fruit when craving something sweet. When you want a treat, portion and balance it with protein or healthy fats to slow absorption. Gradually your body adapts, may lessen over several weeks. Steadier blood sugar levels help kidneys maintain better sodium and water balance, reducing the tendency for legs and feet to swell. You may also find improved energy and digestion. Remember that maintaining a balanced diet supports many aspects of health, Stable blood sugar, kidney function all feed into proper fluid regulation. By cutting back on refined carbs and added sugars, replacing them with whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and moderate protein, you help your body keep fluids in check, easing puffiness and making movement in daily life more comfortable and less strained. Excessive alcohol consumption. Have you woken up after a few drinks and noticed your ankles or lower legs seem puffier or heavier than usual? Alcohol can influence fluid balance and swelling, especially in older adults. When we drink, alcohol affects kidney function and hormonal signals that control water retention, initially as a diuretic, causing increased urine output and mild dehydration. The body then may respond by holding on to water afterward, triggering fluid retention. Chronic or heavy drinking can strain the liver, which plays a key role in fluid regulation. A stressed liver may struggle to produce proteins that maintain fluid distribution in the bloodstream. When these proteins drop, fluid can leak into tissues, leading to swelling in the abdomen and limbs. Even moderate intake can affect hormonal balance. Alcohol can alter levels of antidiuretic hormone and other regulators, making fluid control wobbly. For seniors who often have slower metabolism and possible interactions with medications, these effects can be magnified beyond direct fluid effects. Alcohol can impact heart health. It may raise blood pressure or contribute to irregular heart rhythms. If the heart cannot pump efficiently, fluid can back up in the circulation. Pooling in feet and legs often goes hand in hand with salty snacks, pretzels, nuts, chips. You might ask, is a glass of wine at dinner harmful? Occasional moderate drinking for a healthy person may not cause persistent swelling, but if you notice repeated puffiness after drinking, it signals your body reacting to alcohol or associated habits. If you have existing liver, kidney, or heart issues, even moderate drinking can tip fluid balance into noticeable edema. How can you manage this? Your body. If swelling follows drinking episodes, back or choosing alcohol-free alternatives. Stay hydrated with water, alongside any alcoholic beverage to reduce rebound retention. Keep an eye on accompanying snacks. Choose lower sodium options if you drink. If you take medications, check with your healthcare provider about safe alcohol limits and potential interactions that can affect fluid control. For seniors with any signs of liver or kidney strain or heart concerns, it may be safest to limit or avoid alcohol. Instead, enjoy herbal teas, splash of fruit or other non-alcoholic drinks. By being mindful of how alcohol and related behaviors affect your body's fluid regulation, you reduce the risk of swollen feet and legs, protect organ health, and maintain comfort in daily activities. Listening to your body's signals helps you decide when cutting back improves your well-being. Number 4. Processed meats and high-sodium snacks. Imagine this: mid-afternoon hunger strikes and you grab a pack of deli meat slices or a bag of salted chips. They taste satisfying, often hide high levels of sodium and additives that encourage fluid retention. In older adults, kidney filtering capacity and circulatory resilience tend to decline, making it harder to handle extra salt. Each bite of processed meat, bacon, sausages, preservatives, and salt used to preserve flavor and shelf life, this sodium makes the body hold water to balance concentration in the blood. Meanwhile, minerals, nudging them toward retaining more sodium. Habitual intake leads to fluid pooling in lower limbs, especially by evening. It's easy to overlook. You might think protein needs mean cured meats are fine, but fresh, avoid this hidden salt. Snacks like salted nuts, crackers, and other savory packaged treats similarly load sodium. If you reach for these regularly, total can exceed healthy limits without obvious salinity on your palate. People often acclimate to higher salt levels and don't notice the taste as strongly. Besides sodium, processed meats and many snacks contain compounds that can promote low-level inflammation. Inflammation can affect blood vessel walls, making them more permeable into tissues. Over time, swelling in feet and legs. How can you adjust habits? First, notice patterns. Items mid-afternoon or after dinner. Challenge yourself to replace one processed snack each day with a fresher alternative. Swap deli meats for grilled chicken, turkey breast you cook at home, or plant-based protein sauces. Instead of salted chips, seeds, or fresh vegetables with a homemade dip seasoned with herbs and a hint of lemon. Use air-popped popcorn with minimal seasoning. If you crave crunch, gradually recalibrate to enjoy less salty flavors. In meal planning, lean on whole ingredients. Prepare soups or stews from scratch using low-sodium broth or water, herbs, vegetables, and lean protein. If you must use canned goods, rinse vegetables or beans to wash away excess salt. When choosing convenience items, read labels for sodium content and pick options labeled low sodium or no added salt over weeks. Reduced sodium intake eases the burden on kidneys, balances more naturally, leading to lighter legs and less evening puffiness combined with movement and leg elevation routines. Cutting back on processed meats and salty snacks offers clear relief. By making mindful swaps, vascular health, ease inflammation, and help your body maintain proper fluid distribution so feet and legs feel more comfortable day after day. Number 5. Excess unhealthy fats and fried foods. Have you ever noticed that after a heavy, greasy meal, later on, while fat itself doesn't directly pull in water like salt does, diets high in certain unhealthy fats can affect swelling indirectly? Foods rich in trans fats found in some packaged baked goods and deep-fried items, and excessive saturated fats in fatty meats or full-fat dairy can promote inflammation and harm blood vessel health. Inflammation makes tiny vessels leak fluid into surrounding tissues more easily. Over time, contributes to weakened vessel walls and less efficient circulation, making it more likely for fluid to pool in feet and legs. Additionally, diets high in unhealthy fats often lead to weight gain or worsen cholesterol profiles. Heavier weight increases pressure on veins in the legs, slowing blood return to the heart and encouraging fluid buildup. Stiffer arteries and veins from poor vascular health further reduce efficient circulation, also contributing to swelling. You might wonder, meal matter? An occasional treat is fine if the rest of your diet balances it out. Problems arise when fried foods, pastries, and fatty processed items become a regular pattern. Frequent exposure to pro-inflammatory fats keeps the body in a state where fluid regulation suffers. How can you shift without feeling deprived? Start by noticing cooking methods. Swap fried dishes for baked, grilled, or steamed preparations. Use small amounts of healthy oils, olive oil or other unsaturated oils for cooking instead of large quantities of lard or butter. When you crave crunchy textures, try air-fried or oven-baked versions of favorites, seasoning lightly with herbs. Include sources of healthy fats that support anti-inflammatory processes. Oily fish like salmon or mackerel, a couple of times a week. Avocados, beneficial fats. These help maintain flexible vessel walls and may reduce inflammation, improving circulation and fluid handling. Instead of full-fat dairy, choose lower-fat options or plant-based alternatives fortified with calcium and vitamin D, unless you need full fat for specific health reasons. Meal balancing matters. Pair healthy fats with vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein so you feel satisfied without overloading on unhealthy fats over weeks. As you reduce inflammatory fats and include healthier fats, blood vessel function improves, reducing leakage of fluid into tissues. Combined with limiting sodium and staying active, this dietary shift eases swelling in lower limbs. You may notice lighter legs, less stiffness, and greater ease walking. By focusing on fat quality, favoring anti-inflammatory sources, and limiting fried or processed high-fat items, you help your circulation work better and keep fluid where it belongs, reducing puffiness in feet and legs and boosting overall comfort. Prolonged sitting or standing without movement. Have you ever felt that after a long car ride or standing in one spot for ages, your feet swell and feel heavy? Because gravity pulls fluid down into the legs, and without movement, the natural muscle pump in the calves doesn't activate to push fluid back toward the heart. As we age, can weaken and muscle mass may decline, making it even harder to move fluid upward. Many seniors spend extended periods sitting, watching TV, desk or standing, cooking, breaks over time. This allows fluid to pool around ankles and feet, causing swelling. You do if mobility is limited, even small, while sitting. Triangle pumps. Flex your feet up and down several times every half hour. Lift knees slightly or march in place if safe. If standing too long, shift weight from one foot to the other. Bend your knees gently or take a brief walk when possible. These tiny actions engage calf muscles and assist venous return. For those with more limited mobility or balance concerns, seated exercises like leg lifts or rotating ankles still stimulate circulation. Also break long periods of inactivity by setting reminders, a gentle alarm or a note on the table to move every 20 to 30 minutes. If driving, stretch and walk a bit. If sitting for a family gathering or TV time, incorporate simple leg movements or stretches during commercials or between chapters of a book. Combining movement with other strategies multiplies benefits. After a period of activity, elevation. Prop feet up on a stool or cushion for 15-20 minutes to help gravity draw fluid away from the lower limbs. Even during seated elevation, you can perform ankle circles or pumps to boost the effect. You may think, why move? But ignoring these breaks allows fluid to accumulate, leading to stiffness, heaviness, and discomfort that can limit walking and balance. Gradually incorporating movement prevents swelling from building up and supports healthier veins. Over days and weeks, feeling less puffy at the end of the day, reduce stiffness and improved comfort. Standing or walking, simple habits, micro breaks of movement, ankle exercises, leg elevation make a big difference. By avoiding long spells of stillness, circulatory system maintain better fluid balance, reducing swollen feet and legs and making daily life easier. Number 7. Neglecting leg elevation and compression. After a busy day on your feet or a long period sitting,
elevating your legs can feel instantly relieving. Yet many seniors overlook making leg elevation an appropriate compression part of their routine. When you raise your feet above heart level, gravity assists in draining excess fluid accumulated in ankles and lower legs back toward the torso, where the heart and kidneys can process it. Skipping this step means fluid lingers, contributing to puffiness by evening or overnight. You don't need to lie flat for hours. Even sitting with feet propped on a stool or pillows for 15 to 20 minutes, multiple times a day creates noticeable relief. Pair elevation with gentle ankle movements, flexing and rotating to engage calf muscles and speed fluid return. Compression stockings or socks also offer support. They apply gentle pressure on the legs, helping veins push blood upward and reducing fluid leakage into tissues. Many hesitate because they find stockings difficult to put on or worry about discomfort. Yet proper sizing and gradual use can ease adaptation. Tools like donning aids help slide stockings on, and starting with shorter periods builds tolerance. If you have health conditions, heart, lung, or certain circulatory issues, consult a healthcare provider before using compression. But for many, moderate compression is safe and effective. Ignoring elevation and compression leaves fluid pooling unaddressed. Consider simple daily routines. After breakfast, up while reading the newspaper. In the afternoon, while enjoying a cup of tea before bed, spend a few minutes on leg elevation to reduce overnight fluid buildup. If you're active in the morning or afternoon, finish with a brief elevation session. Combining elevation and compression with movement breaks and dietary adjustments strengthens overall fluid management. You might think, but by evening, swelling may worsen sleep quality or make slippers tight. Regular elevation prevents that buildup. Even short sessions add up over days. You'll sense lighter legs, less stiffness getting out of bed, and smoother walking. Compression worn during activity can reduce morning swelling, and elevation afterward clears lingering fluid. By making these practices habitual, you actively support your circulatory system in moving fluid, efficiently preventing excessive pooling. This leads to reduced swelling, greater comfort during standing and walking, and overall improved leg health as you age. Ignoring hydration misconceptions. You may have heard that drinking too much water can cause swelling, leading some seniors to cut back on fluids in hopes of reducing puffiness. But dehydration often backfires. When the body senses low fluid intake, it triggers hormonal signals to conserve water, causing kidneys to retain more fluid retention and lead to more swelling. Proper hydration supports kidney function, helping flush excess sodium and balance fluid distribution. The key is steady intake. Rather than gulping large volumes at once, sip water throughout the day. Monitor urine color. A light yellow shade usually means adequate hydration. Of course, if you have heart or kidney conditions, needs may differ. Follow guidance from your healthcare provider about target intake. Timing also matters. Drink enough early in the day, then taper off a couple of hours before bedtime to minimize nighttime trips to the bathroom. Include water-rich foods, cucumbers, watermelon, oranges, and mild natural diuretics. Avoid relying on sugary or caffeinated drinks. Sodas and sweetened juices can promote inflammation and add calories, while caffeine in large amounts may cause temporary fluid shifts. Herbal teas or water infused with fruits or herbs offer flavor with minimal side effects. Some fear frequent bathroom visits, but planned hydration and timing help manage that. If mobility or bathroom access is a concern, plan hydration during easier-to-manage periods, and slowly taper before long outings or sleep. Dehydration can also lead to fatigue, dizziness, and constipation, indirectly impacting overall health and mobility, which then affects circulation. By balancing fluids and eliminate excess sodium, reducing the body's need to hold water over days and weeks. Consistent hydration alongside reduced salt intake, movement habits, and leg elevation leads to less swelling in feet and legs. You may notice more energy, smoother digestion, and lighter limbs. Understanding that underdrinking can worsen edema is crucial. Providing your body the fluids it needs allows better fluid regulation. Tailor your intake to your health status, but avoid the trap of severe restriction. Water-rich foods and attention to timing keep hydration in check, supporting kidney and circulatory health and easing puffiness in lower limbs for more comfortable daily life. And that's our list of 10 foods and habits that can worsen swelling in your feet and legs, especially as we get older. The good news is most of these are within your control. Small shifts in diet or daily routines can bring noticeable relief. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe so we can keep sharing simple science-backed tips for staying comfortable and active. Thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.